rumors started swirling today. Shortly before the show, Fightful broke the story that it would be a title inspired by the Hardcore Championships 24/7 rule, and the title would be used to highlight wrestlers that aren't usually on TV. I was told several different things by several different people. That way, that when they want to push, they have some exposure. They can kind of test out and see who gets over, and it fills time, quite frankly. The way that they introduced this title could not have been more anticlimactic.
Yeah.
So first off, Mick Foley is walking in backstage with a bunch of people who can't get on TV, so it kind of sets the stage there. Doing a terrible job of hiding this championship.
Oh, horrible.
To the point to where production had to keep cutting away from it being revealed. One of our super chats said, isn't this just the old WWF championship? No, it is not. That one had 4 side plates that were seemingly completely blank. This one only had 2. When this title is revealed as the 24/7 title, it got booed. And I would argue that maybe it's for the name, which I'm okay with. I think it had more to do with the crappy design.
The belt is hideous. But let's not forget that, when we first saw the Universal Championship, it looked like a damn fruit roll-up, and everyone lost their minds booing Seth Rollins and Finn Balor. Like not booing them, but booing the fact that the title existed and looked like that. Now, at the time, I didn't recognize like how terrible it was. It took like a second look to really see how bad the belt looked.
About the time you see that Fightful Championship, you realize that.
Yeah, the Fightful Championship is just gorgeous.
Beauty.
I thought the crowd was booing that it was a 24/7 hardcore light type of thing. I was like, if you people are booing because you wanted it to be a Legends belt that's only defended in front of a dictator in the Middle East, you can all go to hell. Like that, I don't need any of that. Like that was a rumor circulating today. Like no. Like it was going to be like Goldberg versus the Undertaker for the Legends belt.
Yeah, we don't even need to broach that because that was unsubstantiated. It wasn't pitched at all. But also throughout this, Mick Foley says the third hour of Raw is going to be more Raw, and that made people think, well, wait, 24/7 title, does that mean it's only defended here? It was very confusing. I reached out to WWE for comment on this. They have not gotten back to me, but I'll specify that briefly. It is not limited to the third hour of Raw for anybody that's asking. That's weird. It's a floating title and further bastardizes the brand split, but I like the 24/7 championship. So much so that at my catch wrestling gym, we have a 24/7 championship. The only rule is it can't be defended within class time. In fact, we may have to completely alter some of the skits I've been writing for when I go to Toronto this year for the Fightful Championship, because that was the plan for the Fightful Championship, and still might be.
Yeah.
I like the idea of it. I tweeted, if Beauty and the Beast were being replayed in the ring right now, Mick Foley is Belle, because that title is fucking hideous.
Yes.
It's horrible.
It's true.
It's even a little psychologically abusive, like the Beast was. I would argue.
That's true. The title is awful looking, and the way that Mick Foley explained it did a really bad job of it. But listen, it's open. If this is one place that Vince can keep his mitts out of things and just leave it up to the performers to do fun things. Later on in the night, we'll find the first person who does a fun thing with it is R-Truth. But there's so many other things about it. Like, what if Braun Strowman has the title and nobody wants to attack him because they don't want to get beaten up? Like, there's other things you can do with it. The
Undertaker. That was the Undertaker for a long time.
Yeah. The thing that I pitched last night is you could do little online skits where the title holder is able to get away from everybody, and he makes it to the hotel, and he shows up in his room, switches on the light, and Aleister Black is in there. Like, there's all kinds of fun stuff you can do with this, especially if it's going to be a 24/7 thing that's done mostly for social media. That'd be a kind of a cool thing. Is you could every week on Raw, you could show all the times the title has changed hands on the road over the course of the past week. It could be a lot of fun.
So, a lot of people assume that it will be a lot like the DDT Iron Man Heavy Metal Weight Championship that has had almost 2,000 champions. And that's okay. We're keeping a running list of all these champions going. But here's what was stupid. The first champion, Titus O'Neil, is crowned because he runs out and grabs the title belt.
Yep.
That added to the confusion. That was dumb.
It's like the original XFL where the kickoff, where the
damn right it was
running out and grabbing the football. The thing about this that was terrible in execution is that all these, and again, these are all guys who are normally on main event, and they all run down. And there's a point where the guys like have their back to the ring, and they're punching people who don't need to be punched. Turn around and run into the ring and grab it. Like Mojo was hanging out on the side of the ring for like 20 seconds, waiting so he could go in and do the thing where he pounces on Titus, and it was just not well thought out.
The Good Brothers both had the title. They're yanking at it. They look at each other. Everybody gets a turn. The belt is hideous. WWE has a great idea. When I was told about this today, I was like, I'm optimistic about it. I don't care if it's a comedy title. That's okay. I love the Hardcore Championship. I liked it. It was fun. It was entertaining.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that. Not all my wrestling has to be serious. And the belt is hideous. The introduction was miserable. Or I don't want to say miserable. Convoluted and confusing.
Yeah.
The first champion winning by grabbing the belt, dumb. Don't know how else I would have done it, but I can tell you this, dumb. However, by the end of the night, I'm like, okay, I like it. We can move on. I can have fun with this. I'm optimistic. Titus wins it. Robert Roode rolls him up, wins the title. Later, he's being chased past Lashley and Corbin. I don't like that because that immediately established to me that Lashley and Corbin didn't give a shit about that title.
Right, they don't. They don't, because the title doesn't mean anything to anybody who's above, let's say, the lower mid-card.
Yeah. R-Truth, however, helps Roode hide in his trunk.
Yes.
Then, when R-Truth gets everybody to run away, he pulls out a ref, beats Robert Roode, becomes the first person ever to hold the Hardcore Championship and the 24/7 Championship, and now has held the 24/7 Championship longer than either of those two Hardcore title reigns. Oh, by the way, he said, yes, I won the European Championship tonight on Twitter.
Of course he did. He's great. Leave it to R-Truth, as I said, to be the first one to actually make this fun. I loved Bobby Roode, Robert Roode, opening the passenger side door and finding a ref in the passenger seat.
Great stuff.
Great. The great stuff. More of this. If you're going to use this thing to make it a comedy title, great. Just make the comedy fun and funny.
Yes. I also like Trish Stratus putting this title over on social media. I don't know if you saw that, but she replied to WWE's video with the Mr. Burns from Simpsons excellent GIF.
Yes.
Implying that she would want to get in on this. I like it.
Women need to be at least eligible. If Dana Brooke is not a future 5-time 24/7 champion, somebody needs to be disciplined. Like there are women out there who could actually really use this. If the next time that they take the European tour and it goes through NXT UK or their stomping grounds, Jazzy, new NXT UK women's wrestler Jazzy Gabert or whatever, she's got to win the title, and then everyone's got to run away from her. There's a lot of fun stuff to do.
We saw that with the Hardcore title. Several women held it. Terry Runnels, Trish Stratus, Molly Holly, one of Godfather's hoes held it. Bobcat. I don't know if you remember her, but